everyone, welcome into the Flippin' Hippos YouTube channel. I'm Star. Thank you for joining me today. If you're new here or you haven't already, please consider subscribing. And don't forget to hit the thumbs up as you're watching the video. Also, please join our Facebook group, Flippin' Hippos Reseller Pod. It's a really great group to learn about reselling and connect with other resellers in a positive atmosphere. Today is Monday, January 9th. Because it's a Monday, that means it's time for What's Sold on eBay. Just like every week, we're going to start with the plush. I do show you each and every single plush that sells every week because plush is near and dear to my heart, and I love to source it, photograph it, list it, sell it, ship it, and talk about it. And then I have picked out highlights of our other sales, some bread and butter items to show you the brands that do well for us as far as filler and bread and butter items, and then some bolos. So let's just jump right on in with Merlin here. This is Merlin the Moose. He's a Toy Factory plush. I like Toy Factory plush. They have different tags on them sometimes, like their hang tags. This is Plush Paradise. But Toy Factory on the tush there, you can see what it looks like. They're kind of a generic-y brand. Sometimes they make claw machine plush. But most Toy Factory plush are going to sell from 12 to 18, depending on the character. Merlin here was one of the higher comping ones and sold for $15.99. Our cost for him was right around 50 cents. And he did ship first class. Next up, we have a Kohl's Cares Woodstock. I do enjoy the Kohl's Cares plushies. The licensed characters do really well. They also do a lot of literary characters. So a lot of characters from famous children's books. One of the best ones, if you can find the Kohl's Cares, is the mouse who ate. If you give a mouse a cookie, those do well. But I like all of them. I get them for under a dollar or less, I should say. And they sell pretty well. I did take a $12 offer on Woodstock. Woodstock and Snoopy and Peanuts are one of those line of characters that are kind of oversaturated and don't sell for as much. But $12 is fine with me for bread and butter plushies. This guy was about $1, and he shipped first class. Next up, we have Be Happy. This is a duck by this brand here. It was new to me. If I ever saw it again in the wild, I'd probably pick it up. I did categorize this cute little duck with his bow as a spring or Easter plush. A lot of the ducks and rabbits I find, if they look springy or have bows, I do put spring and Easter on them as good keywords. I took a best offer of 11 on him, and he shipped first class. But we do sell a lot of Easter plush. In fact, out of all of the holidays and holiday-themed plush that we have in our store, we sell the most Easter out of any other holiday. And they sell all year round. They don't just sell in the spring or near Easter. In fact, in December, I sold quite a few Easter plushes. Keith and I were actually talking about it this morning, and our theory is because even though they're Easter, these ducks and rabbits, they're still just ducks and rabbits, even if they're spring or Easter themed, where your holiday Christmas and Halloween plush are like always specifically like dressed as a witch or have as a Santa hat. So maybe those don't sell all year round or as often as these ducks and rabbits. Whatever the reason, Easter is our highest selling themed plush as far as holidays. Next up, we have a Build-A-Bear plush. I start all of my plain Build-A-Bears like this at $18, and then on the weekends we run a 25% off sale, so they'll go down to $16.87, and then during the week they're up for $18. I don't start any Build-A-Bears below $18 before sales. I know a lot of people think these plain Build-A-Bears need to go out for $12 and $14, and that's just not so. You can put them for $18. You can run sales. You can do offers. There's no sense in racing to the bottom or lowering the value of Build-A-Bears. These plain ones still have value. This one is a little different than other ones as well. He has like the black beans on his toes and stuff. So He cost 50 cents and he shipped first class. And those were the 4 plush that sold this past week on eBay. And then we did sell 2 video games. We sold this Witcher 3 Wild Hunt for Xbox One. I did take a best offer on this of $12.50. We had this up originally for $18, but very recently Witcher was re-released and is in digital format now. So this particular video game isn't as valuable as it was when we listed it. That can happen with video games. So you need to keep track of what's going on in the video game world always, just like you need to keep track of what's going on in the pop culture world. So you know if your plush go down or up in value. When these video games get re-released or digitally remastered or they're available digitally, oftentimes these can go down in value. So $12.50 was good. We're happy with that. In fact, both video games we sold were free to us. So we had received a huge box of video games at no cost to us. And I'll take $12.50 for something I didn't have a cost of goods on, right? And it shipped first class, as well as this Tony Hawk's Downhill Jam. This is for the PlayStation 2. This sold for $11.99. We put them in one wrap, a bubble wrap, and then inside the bubble mailers that we usually use for our remotes. Next up, we have Paige Canyon Flare jeans. I did take a best offer of $25 on these. I did have them starting at $35. They've been around for a while. We're trying to move out some of our older inventory, so we're accepting lower offers, which is completely different than racing to the bottom. So if you have older inventory and you want it to move and you want to get rid of some of that stale stuff on the end that can drag your store down as far as the algorithm and how you're seen in the searches, your items can get stale. But rather than lowering the prices on your items, which contributes to the problem of racing to the bottom and devaluing brands, you can run deeper sales or you can send out lower offers. That way, when folks go to comp, they still see that page is worth $30 to $35, but you're still getting rid of your older inventory. So that's what we do. A lot of times we'll just run 30, 35% off sales. We will entertain lower offers or send lower offers on some of our more stale items. And you can keep track of the age of your items in your SKU line. No one sees your SKU line but you, so you can always put, which we do, when you actually list an item, and then you can see when it gets stale. Also, the sell-through rate on these clothing is pretty slow. In fact, I used to tell folks most used clothing takes 6 to 9 months to sell. Your faster stuff is going to sell faster than that. Obviously, when we redid our clothing guide for 2023, a lot of brands that used to be medium fast went down to slow. A lot of clothes on eBay, guys. The sell-through rate is pretty low. If you're interested in our clothing guide, it is pretty neat. It has 150 brands broken down into used, new, women's, and men's. It gives you that average sell-through rate, and it gives you the average sale price on all of these brands and items, as well as being color-coded. So at a glance, you can see red is slow, yellow is fast, or medium, and green sells fast. But a lot of stuff from our 2022 guide that was color-coded as yellow, which was like medium 6 to 9 months, turned red this year. So clothes are very long tail right now. I think they're a little oversaturated on eBay. So you have one of two choices. I feel like you can either try to fill in more volume, bread and butter, low cost, low sell stuff, which is what people are probably looking for right now with the economy the way it is and people not having discretionary funds. Or you can go more towards the high end and only source high-end luxury brands and vintage items, which will sell for more, and hope that 1% of people who aren't affected by the economy and will have discretionary funds and be able to spend whatever they want, regardless of what's going on in the world, will keep buying. Or you can do a mix of both. It's whatever's available to you in your area. I know some people are moving out of clothes altogether, which is a choice you have to make. We like clothes, and we find that doing the bread and butter high volume has always worked for us, regardless of what's going on in the economy. We've got something for everybody. We've got the rich people buying, and we've got the people who are looking for a deal. Kind of went off on a tangent there, but I really wanted to stress to you guys that if you have stale items, especially in the beginning of the new year, you want to look at stuff. You want to get rid of it. It does drag your stores down, but don't lower the prices. Don't contribute to the problem, okay? And then just keep in mind that most clothing is going to take 6 months, 9 months to a year to sell anymore. And if you want to purchase our clothing guide to have all the information at your fingertips, Keith and I did the actual research using Terapeak and eBay. It's up to date. It's current. It's the sell-through rate based on actual research. There's a link in the description box. It's $24.99. All right, guys, next up we have Lucky Brand. Speaking of something that's been around for a long time. These are new with tags. I can sell used Lucky Brands for about $20-25. They used to go for a lot more. This is another brand that's just been, I can't say it enough. It's been trashed because people got a race to the bottom. Stop it. Run sales, do offers if you need to grow stuff. So I did take a best offer of 30 on these. Even though I know I can get 20, 25 for used, I was kind of more hoping for, 40 for new with tags. But these have been around for several years. And so I was happy to move them because they're stale. So I took a best offer of 30. By the way, both pairs of jeans did ship in a flat rate envelope. This Charles Tyrwhitt dress shirt sold quick. Best offer, $17.99. Our cost was 99 cents, and it was up for around a week. This is a good brand as far as sell-through rate. We usually sell this brand pretty quickly. It's a higher dollar bread and butter, but I wouldn't pay more than like $1 or $2 for these. It did ship first class. Next up, we have Rock 47 Wrangler women's shirt. This is a pearl snap. This has been around for a little while. Got it in Florida for $2. Took a best offer of $22.49, and it did ship in a poly bag first class. Pearl snaps, guys, can't stress it enough. Wrangler's a decent brand. I like Wrangler. Columbia is another bread and butter brand. If you can find the PFG fishing shirts by Columbia, men or women's, those sell for like $20, $25. And the polo shirts and the regular shirts sell for less. I took a best offer of $14 on this. Our cost was like 99 cents. Shipped first class. Then we have American Eagle jegging jeans. This is a solid bread and butter brand. In fact, American Eagle is one of my favorites. It's in my top 3, American Eagle, Old Navy, and Gap, my top 3 bread and butter brands. They sell for $19 all the time. I get them for 99 cents, and they ship, depending on their weight, sometimes they ship first class or they ship in a flat rate envelope. So we average a profit of $8 to $10 on these. $1 and to $8 even is 8 times our money. And it's really good filler for volume. This is a decent brand. And next we have Volcom. So this is another brand I love and Keith loves for men's shirts. It's going to sell for $12 to $18 depending on the graphic, the size, what it looks like. We've had button front shirts of this that have sold for $18 and $20. It just depends on the looks and the size. This is a medium t-shirt, so it sold for $13.99, but they sell solidly. They sell pretty quickly, even the smaller sizes and the more plain ones, and we pick them up for 99 cents all the time. I do love this brand. Converse One Star button front shirt. So this was something we used to sell all the time. We can get them for 99 cents, and they flip for about 20. When we were in Florida, I was not sourcing this brand because I couldn't find it even on half off days for less than $5 or $6. And that was too high of a cost of goods for me for something that's going to sell for 20. But now that we're back to getting it for 99 cents all day, I love this brand for men's button front shirts. I'm pretty sure the shoes are still good, but I'm not a shoe person, so you'll have to ask a shoe person, but I'm pretty sure Converse shoes still sell well. But as far as the button front shirts for men, I would say avoid the jeans. I have had some Converse branded women's jeans before, and they sat for years and they didn't sell for very much. And Brooks Brothers. So this is a brand that used to be high end and sell for a lot of money. Their ties and their men's shirts. And again, it got oversaturated and people freaked out and raced to the bottom and ruined it for everybody. How many times have I mentioned it in this video? Stop it. Stop racing to the bottom. So this is like even a linen shirt, you know, and it sold for $14.99. There was a time when a Brooks Brothers Irish linen shirt would have sold for, you know, $25 and $30. So if you want to get into Brooks Brothers, I'm going to tell you, make sure you're getting it for $1, $2 at the most. Look for good sizes. Look for nice button front shirts. Look for linen. And look for the, I already said the larger sizes, didn't I? And so there you go. This is a good bread and butter brand. If you guys can get items in your area at the bends or on sales for $2 or less, and you don't want to get out of clothing, that's what I recommend right now doing, is just stocking up on these bread and butter items. Don't race to the bottom. Race them for what they're worth. Run sales, do offers. But right now, people are looking for affordable secondhand clothing. They're coming online to look for it. Not everyone has time to go to thrift stores and try to find the brand and the size they like. It's easier to go to eBay, Poshmark, Mercari. We're still selling higher end items, especially over on Poshmark, where people are used to paying more money. But I just have a feeling people are going to get even tighter with their wallets. We're hoping that, just like in years past, when people start getting their tax returns, they start shopping. But we don't know what's going to happen. The cost of everything is going up. And people just don't have those discretionary funds right now. So we're happy to spend 99 cents on items that people are going to pay 12 to 18 for if we can keep selling that, versus loading our store up with $50 jeans when people can't afford that. I want to have a mix of both, so I'm not turning my nose down at anything that has a good cost of goods. But that is just my advice. That is what we are doing. But everyone, you know, has to do what they need to do for their business to make it work for them. So our model and my advice may not work for everyone, but I can just tell you what works for us and what we're doing. And clearly we're both doing this full time successfully since, 2017, I've been doing it full time. Keith was part-time with me. And then in 2020 joined me full time. So I can just tell you from our experience, this is what works. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, let me know down below in the comment section. I do answer everyone. And hey, go be productive, guys. Go make some money. Thank you for watching. Y'all are the best. Bye.